Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our continued coverage of Merchant's Cove. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Peddler, which is the solo AI variant for Merchant's Cove. So if you are interested in learning how to play Merchant's Cove solo, you basically take a merchant of your choice and then you play against the Peddler. So quick note for the Peddler is that the only things you really need are the Peddler board here, the deck of Peddler cards, and then you need some goods from either the blacksmith, the alchemist, or the chronomancer. You cannot use the goods from the captain because they actually have more goods, more large goods than all the other merchants. So in order to keep it succinct, you need to choose one of those three kind of goods to play against. Alright, other than that, their setup is very straightforward. You're going to go ahead and shuffle up their deck of cards. Now it is important to note that these are what the cards look like. There are 4 increased difficulty cards, and you can tell by the dumbbell symbol that's on the 4 of them. If you are wanting to increase the difficulty of the AI, you'll simply want to take any number of these cards and find the replacement. In this case, you would do that. You can see here in this case it just changed this times 0 to a times 1. But if this is your first game, I recommend just starting out with the basic set of cards. That means don't forget to remove the ones with the dumbbells on them, and you're going to place that stack right there. Then after the arrival phase, you're going to draw 4 customers from the bag and add them to the Peddler's customer pool right here. And this is important that you keep them down here, but it doesn't really matter what order they're in. So how does the Peddler work? Well, it's very straightforward, similar to Gaia Project. You're basically taking 2 cards and you're flipping them over, and then you're looking at one. You're looking at kind of the middle here, middle area of the 2 cards. So you're ignoring the outsides and you're paying attention to the middle. So in this case, this is not the greatest example because it's a times 0. But say, for example, this was a times 1. Basically, the Peddler would gain 1 small yellow good. You're going to place it on this track up here, starting from the left. And it would cost them 1 time to take that action. So that's how far you're going to move their marker around the board. And then the bottom here is really for only when we have to place customers into boats or choose townsfolk. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But let's just say the Peddler goes and takes another action. So you're just going to slide this one over, flip over the next card, and again, just look at the middle. So you could know back when they were taking their last turn, you briefly understand that, oh, they're going to be taking small green and small yellow goods next round. I can see here that the next time they take a turn, they're going to be gaining coins for a red guild faction. So you can kind of look to the future a little bit. But in this case, they would say, all right, I'm going to get a yellow and a green, and then you're going to repeat the process. Where's my yellow goods? I'm missing a yellow good. I'm missing a blue good too. No. Yellow, green, yellow, green. Anyways, we'll track down our yellow good somewhere. I probably shuffled it in with one of the other ones. We'll just say that was a blue. There you go. But even if you get to do this action twice, you're still only taking the total amount of time as a single go, so a single payment. Now, let's say, for example, the Peddler's timepiece moves around the clock and passes one of the steps where they get to place customers into boats. For the first attempt, they are not going to draw randomly from the bag. They're going to look to see what is the rightmost good that they have for sale. Okay, in this case, it's a green one. So they're going to take, if they have it in their customer pool, they're going to take that customer off, slide everybody down to the left, and then they're going to look down here to the bottom. So you can see here we have a picture of the docks where the left half is enlightened, whereas the right half is darkened. And And then here we see that the arrows are pointing in. So we are looking to put it into the boat that's on the left side of the island, or the boats that are in front of the left docks. And we're going to put it on the ones that are closest to the island. So in that case, I've set up the boats here just as an example. This one would go into that boat. If we pretend the island is right here, then we looked to the leftmost boats and we placed it into the one that is closest to the center of the game board, which would be the Dragon Island, and so that's the boat it goes into. Now, let's say, for example, he takes another place a customer action and he doesn't have a green customer. Well, then he just looks to the left. In this case, he has a blue customer. And his card later on may look like this. As you can see, we're looking to the right, but again, we're looking to the interior. So that customer would go right there. And let's say we just continue placing customers here using these cards as examples. Again, there's no green, so we look to the left. He does have a blue, so he's going to put it to the left and to the outside. So this one is going to go in that boat. Okay, and then finally he's going to get to a point where he wants to place a customer, and he doesn't have a customer on his board that matches any of his goods. So if you go from right to left and you don't have any matching customers in his customer pool, then you place a rogue. Again, still placing it according to these directions. Okay, but if the peddler does not have a rogue on his board and has no matching customers, then he will randomly draw from the bag. He'll pick one and he'll place it according to these rules. Okay? That is pretty much it. You can see that he covers his large goods, his small goods, and anytime he were to draw, say, this card here, he would get 2 times the number of customers in that particular guild hall. So whatever amount of red customers there are in the red guild hall, he would get double the coins for them. Or if perchance he had a ×2 there, he would get, 2 times that whole equation. And those are the only symbols that the peddler deals with. Actually, I take that back. There is one additional symbol that the peddler deals with, and it is right here. Okay. All right. So here you can see they actually take the gain a townsfolk option, and they're going to add customers to their customer pool. So you can see the plus card, that's the gain a townsfolk card, and then the +2 is draw 2 out of the bag and add them to their customer pool. So when you're looking at the row of 4 townsfolk cards, again, you're going to look to here, you're going to look to the right 2, and then you're going to look to the interior of the right 2. So in this case, you would take the 1, 2, 3rd townsfolk card from the left. And then the draw customers is simply going to the bag and draw 2 customers. If perchance you get the ×2 in front of this, you will draw 2 townsfolk cards, and you'll basically be drawing from the same slot each time, because as soon as you draw a townsfolk card, you're going to replace it with one from the draw pile, and then you're going to draw that one again, and you're also going to draw 4 people from the bag. Now, if you ever get to the point where you cannot place a good because this track is filled, or you cannot place a customer because this track are filled, certain things happen when the peddler is told to take those actions. If the peddler has a filled goods row here, he actually gets to add a customer. You can see here the symbol means, oh, you can't place a good, you're going to add a customer to the customer pool. We'll add a rogue. And if perchance you ever get to the point where you have added up customers here, and you cannot place another customer, you actually get to discard a corruption card. You can see that they will gain corruption sometimes as part of their cost of actions, and when they do, you simply take the top corruption card and you just set it. I usually set them up here out of the way. You set it face down, and if you ever have to discard a corruption card, you just take the top one from its pile and discard it. All right, so we have covered, and if they gain a townsfolk card, they simply just place it up there. You can place it face up, but they don't gain the action or the instant action that's on the townsfolk card. So in this case, they would not gain a small yellow good. They simply take that card and it stays there till the end of the game. During final scoring, they will get to score for, say, yellow guild sponsorship in this case, and they're also going to take negative points for there's 1 corruption symbol and here is 2 corruption symbols. So similar to how a human player would do final scoring, they count up their final scoring the same way. Now, during a market phase, let's talk about the market phase real quick. So basically they continue to take turns until their token is moved either on top of or past the market token on the clock, just like anyone else, and then they stop taking their actions. Also, if they ever have to place their meeple, the meeple that they choose, the customer meeple, into a boat and it fills up the boat, they will pull it in according to the arrows. So they're going to look, obviously you're already placing in the right or the left hand boats, and you're going to pull it into either the interior or the exterior dock. Unless that one's already filled, then you have no choice, and then they pull into that. So during the market phase, they're going to go through and they're going to sell every good that they can. They're not ever going to save a good as long as there's a customer to buy from. They're not going to think, I should probably not sell this good because there's only 1 customer there. They're just going to go ahead and sell. So they're going to start from left to right, and they're going to say, okay, is there customers there to sell my large goods? Yes or no? They'll sell them. Then they'll move on to the middle pier. They will sell all the small goods that they can, and then they'll move on to the last pier. If there are people on that dock, they will go ahead and take the corruption card and sell those goods off, obviously removing them from the board. And if there are goods that they are not able to sell, those get pushed down to the left. Also, during the market phase, any meeple, customer meeples that they have left on their customer pool, they get to get a guild sponsorship for times the number of customers they have here. So for example, the rogues, they don't get anything for, but in this case they would get 1 times the number of green customers in gold, and here they would get 1 times the number of red. If they had multiple greens like this, they would get 2 times the number of green customers in the green guild. And so basically, if there's no customers left for them, then they don't get anything. But sometimes they can have a lot of customers here. But that pretty much covers the market phase. Last thing is the cleanup phase. So the only 2 things you need to concentrate on for the Peddler board is A, refilling their customer pool where the boats are. So you can see that they always start the round with 4 customers in their customer pool, just like you did at the beginning of the game. You drew out 4 and placed them here. You're going to refill up to 4. Now, if there's already, say, 4 or more, you ignore that step. Also, you're going to take all of their cards and you're going to reshuffle them. So no matter where they are in the order here, you're going to give them a good shuffle and place them back on the board. And that's it. That's all you need to do during the cleanup phase for the Peddler. And again, they score end game scoring with the corruption cards and the guild sponsorship symbols on the Townsfolk cards the same way as a human player. If they surpass 100, they get the red gem. That's pretty much it. They pretty much play as a normal player in most of those regards. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And if you are enjoying this coverage of Merchants Cove, please consider giving these videos a thumbs up. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.